The Johnski is a YouTube channel run by and run for people over the age of 13. People under the age of 13 should click off of this video right now, or watch with a parent or guardian. Viewer discretion is advised.
You don't scare me!
Notice freaking the Namelessman. My name is King Prime and welcome back to another video here on the YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at another Fortnite Master Grade Series figure, that being the Fortnite Master Grade Series 2 Omega Knight. But before we take a look at Omega Knight himself, let's take a look at what he comes in. So first of all, we have that wonderful matte gray packaging that all these Master Grade figures come in. You can tell that this one is especially detailed with that nice foily red pinstriping going pretty much all the way throughout the box, as well as on the corners and a little bit on the back, but we'll get to that. Up on the front, we have the portrait of the Omega Knight, as well as his name in that same foil. Master Grade Series on the bottom, as well as the Jazzwares logo. 28 points of articulation at the top. On the top, we have the Fortnite logo. On the side here, we have the Master Grade marker, as well as the Series 2 done up in that nice foily red with the number 270 on the bottom, signifying this is the 270th figure in the Fortnite line. Fortnite logo there again. On the back, of course, we do have that full-bodied photo of the Omega Knight, as well as that official Fortnite foil sticker, the Epic Games and Fortnite logo, Master Grade Series, yada yada. The other figures available in the Wave, which I have reviewed already. Down at the bottom, we have some legal jargon, and that's it for the regular packaging. On the inside, we have some more stuff. We have the description of the skin. There can only be one knight. We have that tray where all the weapons and stuff would be, but I have since removed them. We have the skin, which is mine, and that is about it. I say in every single review, my friends, you don't really care about the packaging. If you are a carded or box collector, of which I am not, I'm here to open and review toys, and that is just what I'm going to do. Freeze frame.
Fortnite, I am at the Tilted Towers, it is so awesome.
Freeze frame on freeze, and here is the Omega Knight out of the packaging. I have so much to say about this figure, but before I get into that, I will take a quick look at all the accessories Omega Knight comes with. The first of them, of course, being the suppressed AR, which looks absolutely fantastic. You really can't tell, but there is a sort of like bronzish shading around the tip of the suppressor, which is absolutely gorgeous. The rest of it's just cast in the same gunmetal plastic that we see with a lot of figures. Of course, he can hold this, and since it is a rifle, he can hold it pretty well. Next, of course, we have the auto shotgun with that same nice detailing. In fact, there is a sort of digital camo on this one. It's really hard to see. I'll try to get it in the best I can here. You can just about make it out right there. There's a digital camo going throughout the rest of the shotgun, as well as a nice bronzish handle. And the choke of the barrel is bronze as well. The pump, I can't remember if this is a pump or just a grip, is a lighter silver. And of course, just as with the rifle, he can hold it like so. So we got the two really nice looking weapons that comes with this. And the final accessory is the Knight's Torment back bling. Which has some really, really nice stippling going all the way throughout, as well as like a burning orange as well, or a glowing orange effect with a little button there. It's absolutely fantastic. Of course, there's a peg here, which you can plug into the back of the Knight, and the orange on the figure and the orange on the scabbard are going to look very well together. Absolutely fantastic, blends right in. And of course, we do also have the Knight's Torment blade, or harvesting tool. I call it a blade though, because that's what it is. The Knight can, of course, hold this like so, or like this. I don't actually know which way it's supposed to go, but he can hold it both ways. It has that nice same stippling there with a much lighter shade of silver going throughout the rest of it, with a little, green energy line kind of going throughout it. Looks very draconian, very like vampire-ish. But it still looks cool, and the best part about this is that it can actually be sheathed in the scabbard, which I'm not quite sure if I am putting it in the right way, or if it even goes in the other way. Let's test it. Yeah, it does. It kind of feels better this way, so I'll leave it like this. Very, very well thought out, very well engineered. I do quite like that, but I'll remove that for now. So we can actually talk about the Omega Knight himself. Wow. I will say it now, before I say it in my final thoughts. I think this is the best looking Fortnite figure I have ever seen in the line to this point. Getting in really close here, we can, of course, see that same stippling detailing going all the way throughout, and you can even see there's little splotches of bronze going through the chest armor there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. The little tiny little orange details for the lights and things like that, going all the way down his armor. Of course, he does have that loincloth with those little runes on them. Then that is just really tattered up soft plastic. Going down to his legs, get some knee pads in there, but everything is stippled, and it is really, really nice. And you can see more of that bronze detailing. I absolutely love the look of this figure, and it makes me wish that I had gotten this skin when it was out. I thought about it, but because it was a challenge skin and I was broke at the time, I did not pick it up. And now I think I regret that, because this is just such an awesome looking design. Of course, this is based off of Omega from Chapter 1, but this is definitely the definitive version that I'm going to think of from now on. But getting into the articulation of the Omega Knight, he does have a down and up joint at the neck, like all Fortnite figures do. It's very limited by the neck pieces back here with the huge orange and yellow details in there. It's very much limited by this piece, so you can only really get him looking forward, can't really get him looking up, but he can look down that far. Of course, everything else, though, is on ball joint, although his head is just so huge and the neck pieces are so restrictive that you can't really get a lot of head movement. The arms, however, can only really get out about that far because of the shoulder piece, which kind of gets in the way. This is, again, all soft plastic, so it is attached just to the arm right here. It's attached on that piece of plastic there. So you can only get the arm about that far out. You can technically force a full 360-degree range of motion. You just have to really, really fight that shoulder pad, and it does not feel great when doing it, so I would recommend not, but you can technically do it. He has a bend at the elbow, only about that far. Again, these Jazzware elbows are really not the greatest, and of course he can do a little bit of a swivel at that elbow. On the wrists, he does have an in and out joint on his left hand. It can swivel as well, and on his right hand, as well as the swivel, you do have a down and up joint, which is very hard to move, but it does move if you force it. He has an ab crunch, which is pretty okay. It's not really restricted by anything, so he can, of course, get his reps in, which is good. He has some movement at the waist prior because of the way the figure is made, so you can get a little bit of a rotation there. He does have some nice ball jointed hips, and mind the angle here, which are really not that restricted by any of his armor because it is soft plastic and it will just move out of the way. So you do get a full kick out, pretty good kick forward, and unfortunately not that much back, but that is, again, because of the way the armor is made. You have an upper thigh cut which moves, but again is kind of hard to access because of that waist cape. Jointed knees like we are used to on these Fortnite figures, as well as a foot down and up joint and an ankle pivot at those very spiky shoes. So overall, the articulation is not the greatest, unfortunately, but all the joints you would expect to be there are there, just, kind of limited, which honestly I could have predicted without even touching this figure, but I digress. Let's get some other figures in here so we can see how the Omega Knight stacks up to some others. Freeze frame.
Yo, out here. What's the Fortnite quote of the day?
Listen, you can have a full friends list and still have an empty lobby.
Freeze frame unfreeze. Here is Omega Knight next to the golden standard of action figures himself, Dark Times Darth Vader. Here he is next to our previous Fortnite Master Grade Series review, the Foundation. And here he is next to a regular Vitruvian Hacks 3 3/4 inch skeleton. So as you can see, the Omega Knight is quite the big boy. He's just a tad shorter than Vader at the head, but he is a considerable bit taller than just a normal 3 3/4 inch figure. He's a little bit shorter than the Foundation because, again, the Foundation is huge. But that's it about scale. Let's move on to my final thoughts so I can tell you exactly what I think about this figure. Freeze frame.
Here's the deal, Columbus. I'm not easy to get along with, and I'm sensing you're a bit of a bitch.
Freeze frame unfreeze. So like I said earlier, this is the best looking Fortnite figure I have seen ever. The detailing and painting on this figure are absolutely phenomenal. They did not skip out on a single detail, whether it was the sculpting of the under armor, the undersuit here, or on that absolutely gorgeous, really nice silver stippled and orange highlighted armor that we see throughout the regular skin. It absolutely looks fantastic. If there was anyone to get from Wave, it was this guy over the Foundation and Southpaw. Absolutely fantastic, and that is not to mention the awesome accessories and the fantastic looking wraps on the weapons. I think that they're absolutely awesome. I love that the little bronze details and the digital camouflage. I just wish that this would have been given the same treatment, but I digress. The articulation on this figure is, however, subpar, so it does knock off a few points from that category. However, I am kind of used to the subpar articulation that we see on some Jazzwares figures, and this figure is absolutely no stranger. It just looks good while being mid at posing. That being said, though, I can still get off some pretty good poses with this figure, I'm not going to lie, and I do think it looks absolutely fantastic. I can't stress that enough. This figure does its job. It makes me want to play Fortnite, and it makes me regret that I missed getting this skin because it looks so awesome, and I want to look this good. But if you have the Omega Knight skin, or you like the Omega Knight, Omega, Fortnite in general, make sure you share this video with your friends, share it with Facebook groups, all that good stuff. If you like the content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. It keeps helping the channel grow, keeps helping me pump out this content. That's going to be pretty much it for this time, my friends. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, peace.